In today's video, we're checking out this Fender Custom Shop Double Esquire electric guitar. Now don't let the look fool you. While it does look like a Telecaster, it has some tricks up its sleeve, if it had sleeves. Let's see how it sounds. Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. You're listening to this Double Esquire Fender Custom Shop electric guitar. It looks like a Telecaster. Kinda is a Telecaster, but it's an Esquire, so it is different. Let's take a look. Here's the Fender Double Esquire up close. Now, one of the first things I noticed when I took this out of the box was just how light it is in comparison to my Telecasters. It comes in at 3.26 kilograms. So let's take a look at the pickup configuration because it looks on the surface very much like a Telecaster. This pot here, which was normally the tone control, is now a blend control in this position only. So position 1, which is technically the bridge pickup on a normal Telecaster, you can now blend between both of these pickups by using this control. So you can favor the neck, the bridge, or anywhere in between. It's kind of like both pickups on a Telecaster, but you get more tonal control. Next, we have middle position, which is neck pickup without any of the tone circuits. So you're getting a far brighter sound, which a lot of players really love. If you're looking for a really snappy neck tele pickup tone, this is the configuration you want. In this third position, which is conventionally the neck pickup, it is the neck pickup, but it actually goes through a few capacitors, giving it that more traditional Telecaster tone. It sounds a little bit on the warmer side and a little bit fatter as well. So you'll hear a clear difference between neck pickup in this position and neck pickup without the tone circuit running through it. Now just know, if you're on either of these two positions, either 3 or 2, this control is completely redundant. It does nothing. So it only works as a blend control in position 1. Position 1, so what would normally be bridge pickup. One of the best things about all the custom shop guitars I've tried is their necks. They're always fantastic in the hand. This is a 10 to 56 V-neck and it just feels spectacular. It's a beautiful piece of wood. It's not overly fat either. I've got a big U-shaped neck on my Telecaster and this isn't as fat, but it still has a bit of chunk. I think overall this would probably appeal to more people. One of the biggest differences between this and say a period correct one is they've got medium vintage frets, which are a little bit taller, which is a really great thing because you'll get more use out of them. I always found the regular vintage frets just way too small. So they've got the modern player in mind while still paying tribute to a really beautiful instrument. Here's the headstock up close. As you can see, we get the vintage tuners, and on the back of the headstock, we get that really cool Fender Custom Shop logo. Both these pickups are the hand-wound 50 to 51s. Another standout point on this guitar is the finish. It's an NOS flash coat lacquer. We also get the Custom Shop plate on the back of the guitar. Now, included with what can only be described as a beautiful case. I love these things. I got a few of these cases. Well, not Custom Shop embroidered ones, but just these G&G cases. We also get a different wiring kit as well. I was unable to really find any specs about this at the time of filming, so I'm going to leave all the information in the description below, but my instinct might be this might be a conventional tele wiring setup. Firstly, a massive thank you to Sky Music here in Melbourne, Australia for letting me borrow this. I really appreciate it. If you live in Australia I'll leave some links down to Sky Music in the description, and if you live overseas, I'll put some Sweetwater and Thomann links down there as well. They help support the channel at no extra cost to you, and you can see how much it is in your part of the world. This is beautiful. This is an absolutely beautiful instrument. I got a lot of good things to say about it. I don't know if there's any negatives. It's going to be one of those fanboy reviews. I'm a big fan of a Telecaster. If you're new to the channel, I have a few Teles, and I have two that almost look identical to this. And although this is an Esquire and it has some different capabilities, it just feels so familiar and it feels really, really nice in the hand. So yeah, I'm a bit of a Tele fan, so just be warned already. Let's get into it. All right, let's kick it off today. I'm plugged into my Marshall DSL 40CR amplifier on the clean channel, but I have the gain up at about 2 o'clock. So let's show you how the blend control works in position 1. This is very, very different to a conventional Telecaster. So we're in what would normally just be bridge pickup on a Tele. I'm going to wind the tone all the way this way, so it's going to favor this bridge pickup, and the volume is now all the way up. Now if we wind the blend control this way, it's going to favor the neck pickup, but you're going to get a blend between them both still. Here we go. Now you might be saying, isn't that the same as both pickups? It kind of is, but you now get the ability to blend anywhere in between those two positions. So I can blend it a little bit back this way. Have a listen now. So as you can see, you definitely get some different tones out of it. Now, if you go into what would normally be middle position, you're getting neck pickup on its own without any of the tone in the circuit. So the tone control, the blend control now is completely redundant on this position, and it's just neck pickup. So you just get to control the volume. I'm going to start with the volume control down. A little more. And all the way up. So that's the neck pickup without any tone control in the circuit. Then if we go to position 3, we're going to get more of that traditional Telecaster tone now, where it's going to sound warmer and fuller with a little bit less top end. Let's take a listen. And back to position 2. Let's try it with some dirt. Over to the crunch channel of the amplifier now, and I've got the gain set to about 10 o'clock. So I'm going to play some chords, and while I do this, I'm going to start with the blend pot all the way this way, and then I'm going to roll it towards the other pickup, and then I'm going to set it somewhere in the middle. So let's take a listen to this. This is bridge. All those tones are completely usable. If this was my guitar, I'd pretty much live on that position back there. I love it. I think it sounds really cool. Let me know what you think. And now over to the second position. So this is the neck pickup without any of the tone circuit. And I'm going to start with the volume control most of the way down. Here we go. And over to neck pickup. So this is the darker sounding option. Here we go. Volume down. And back up. This is great. Yeah, it's so very similar to my guitar visually, but the tones you get out of it sound pretty different. So yeah, wow, what a guitar. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. So what do I think of this Double Esquire custom shop guitar from Fender? It totally rocks. This is the first time that I've ever picked up an Esquire, and I've got to tell you, man, it has been a whole lot of fun. I love this position 1 here and that blend control. I would just live on that. Now, how different is this to a normal Telecaster? You can definitely get some different sounds out of it, but in terms of feel and all that kind of stuff, it feels like I'm playing my Fender American original Telecaster, just in terms of how it feels in the hand. The neck is a little bit different in shape. This neck's more of a hard V, whereas mine is more of a sort of big, fat, thick neck. So yeah, this will probably appeal to more players just based on its shape, but yeah, I've got to tell you, this just plays itself. The tuning stability is fantastic. The tones are great. I love that blend control. And the fact you get all the extra goodies in the case is pretty cool. A massive thank you to Sky Music here in Melbourne, Australia for letting me borrow this ultra expensive guitar for the review. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about Sky Music, I'll leave some links down in the description. I'll also leave some Thomann and Sweetwater links down there if you live overseas. You can check this out in your part of the world. But man, overall, this is a phenomenal instrument. You get something like this, you'd be done for good. Yeah, I'd love to try a 1 pickup Esquire as well. Hopefully they make a lefty. I don't know if they do, but I'll look into it. Thanks again. Catch you soon. See ya.